What is up, y'all? Manny Carrera, your real estate resource, and this is episode number 44 of Whiskey Wednesday podcast sessions, where we sit with entrepreneurs, influencers, movers, and shakers over a glass of some whiskey. Today, my special guest is Pay Me a Profit, Ricky Valdez, the one and only. Ricky?
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you coming out, man.
Thank
Cheers
you for
to
having
you.
me, bro.
Yeah, of course. This podcast has been a long time coming. We just met this last weekend.
Yep.
Finally face to face, but glad we were able to set this up really quick.
Yeah, and everything happens in divine timing.
Exactly, bro. We were literally talking about that last time we met for a reason, so
Yeah.
it's dope, man. But today we're drinking on some good whiskey, right? You told me
good.
that you're not really too much into whiskey,
Not too
but
much.
I'm gonna get you into whiskey.
Hey, this one tastes good.
Yeah, man.
This one
So
tastes good.
today we're gonna be drinking Glenlivet 15 year. This is a French Oak Reserve, one of my favorites. Glenlivet, Macallan, all Scottish whiskeys, super smooth. What do you think about the flavor?
I like it.
Yeah.
You had me trying some other stuff the other day. That
Yeah.
I was like, you're gonna have me try those things? I don't know about that. But
Yeah,
this one's good.
Yeah, I was giving you a little taste test of a couple of my favorite whiskeys, but
Yeah.
good. Glad
You
we
gotta
could
build me up.
Yeah, I
build
should
me
have
up
given you
in
this one
whiskey.
first, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, appreciate you coming out, bro. I know you obviously are doing a lot of big things here in the city, and I've been watching you for a while. In your industry, you're killing it, and just like motivational wise, you're also just somebody that a lot of people could follow and get inspired by. So, really appreciate you sitting down with us and taking the time to
Yeah, man. Thank you for
to
having
chop
me,
it up,
man.
bro. Yeah, for
Appreciate
sure.
you, man.
So go ahead and tell the people, that don't know who you are, because in your industry, I feel like you're a legend, and a lot of people know who you are.
Appreciate
But for the people that don't, who are you? What do you do?
Yeah, gotcha. Hey, well, what's going on, everybody? First and foremost, I want to give it up to my man right here, Manny. Thank you for having me, bro.
Of course,
Appreciate you, man. This guy is sharp right here. Just to let everybody know, this is the first time that I actually agreed to be on anybody's podcast.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
And it's for a reason, you know what I'm saying? I need to be surrounded around the sharpest individuals, bro. So
Excited.
just shout out to my man, Manny, right
Excited,
here.
man.
But my name is Ricky Valdez. I'm actually from El Paso, Texas. I live here. 26 years old.
Nice.
I went to El Dorado. What high school you go to?
Bel Air. We were
Bel
talking
Air
about
guy.
baseball, right? You
Yeah.
played baseball too.
Yep. I went to El Dorado High School, and I got started in entrepreneurship when I was 19 years old.
Nice.
19 years old. And just started surrounding myself around different people, picking up books, But fast forward to now, been able to do some pretty amazing things. I have the financial freedom, the time freedom. I travel like every week.
Yeah, I see, man.
Been,
How many
traveling.
flights did you say you took last year?
Honestly, I probably took nothing under 50.
Damn.
Nothing under 50 as a flight every week,
Yeah.
Hey, somebody has to save the people, man. Everybody eats.
Yeah, bro. And
Yeah.
that message getting across all over the
Yeah.
U.S. is
Yeah,
is
exactly.
badass, man.
Yeah, and I've been able to surround myself with some amazing mentors, some amazing people. You need to surround yourself with higher minded individuals, you
Yeah.
know. And that's one of my key assets, that I was able to put the right people in the right places, and having the most genuine intentions. So the universe brought me back some
Right.
good stuff,
So at what point, you said you were 19 when you got into entrepreneurship and you kind of started realizing you have to surround yourself with those types of people, right? At what point did you feel like you had to change whatever you were doing at that moment?
There was this one time where my mom lost her job.
Okay.
My mom lost her job, and I think that was we got our lights turned off, and I think that was a breaking moment. I said, for things to change, I have to change, and the first place I got to start with is the people I surround myself with.
Right.
Because you hang out with 5 people, whatever they're doing, you're gonna become those people. So you got to elevate that circle.
That's cool, man. So you saw that as something
And I
that
was
motivated
searching.
That's
Yep.
cool, bro.
Got a network, social media.
Yeah.
That's asset right there.
Yeah, for sure. How important do you think it is for you to take that next step in order for you to reach that next goal? Surrounding yourself with the right people. How important is it for you to actually do that and be disciplined enough not to fall back to the people that you were surrounding yourself with before?
It's very important because of the law of association. You become who you surround yourself with. You hang around with 5 broke people, you're gonna be the 6th broke one.
Yeah.
You hang around with people that are always at the club, you're gonna be the 6th one. But on the other hand, you hang out with 5 successful people, you're gonna be around them. You're gonna be in that environment, that frequency.
Right.
You'll be able to learn from them, adapt to them. So it's like I knew that I had to go from this circle to this circle, And when I actually found those people, it was like higher level conversations, higher level thoughts, mind, mind, body, and spirit, things like that. And I was like, this is the circle that I need to be around. So extremely important. You become who you surround yourself with.
Right, man. I feel like I feel kind of uncomfortable when I'm usually like, I feel like maybe the smartest person or the person in the room that has the most to offer, because I want to be in the rooms that I'm just getting fed knowledge,
Exactly. That's the best room to be in.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
So talk to me about, what you're doing now in the industry that you're in right now. Obviously, you're killing it right now. You have a huge following right now on Instagram and social media wise. You're traveling all over the place, motivating people, and changing lives, right? What is the ultimate message as far as like what that message is that you're spreading?
My ultimate message is everybody eats.
Dope.
Right, everybody eats. That's something that I always go by from the beginning. I had watched this movie. It's called Paid in Full. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but they do different things, right? Different entrepreneurship,
The construction.
But the concept is that everybody eats, and because certain people were able to create that abundance for themselves and for others, naturally everything just gravitates back. So my message when I travel everywhere is like, let's make sure that everybody's good. You're only as strong as your weakest link, so let's raise everybody up, get everybody fed, That's what people love, man.
I was reading Napoleon Hill. Well, I'm listening to some audio on Napoleon Hill, and he talks about going the extra mile, and he basically just says, it's kind of our responsibility as humans to pass knowledge to the next generation, so that when we leave, they're not left completely without anything. If the human race failed, it's because of generations that passed, not because of that last generation. So it's up to us to pass that information and to help every single person grow. I think it was kind of mind blowing, because we were talking about that the other day, and I was listening to that today. But there's a lot of people out there that will show you the Rolex, but there's other people out there that will show you how to get that Rolex, So that to me is just so important. And that's why I think success follows those types of people. We were talking last time about the scarcity mindset. Right.
We definitely were.
And I think that was something huge too, because there's a lot of people that have that mindset with scarcity. Definitely. Kind of touch on that, what we were talking about last time.
Yeah. It's about the law of compensation. Whatever you want, you got to give first. Right. If you want more, you got to give more first. First, you got to look within yourself. What are your talents? What are your gifts? And this is a tip for everybody. Whatever you're the best at, find a way to, you don't got to give everything for free. Right. But whatever it is that you're the best at, give a portion of it for free. Right. That's how you start triggering that law of compensation, But it's about the vibration that you put yourself in. So if you're in a scarcity mentality, it means that there's not enough. Right. So from the inside, you're telepathically communicating with the universe, and you're saying, "Hey, there's not enough." Like if you're cheap, if you're cheap, you're always looking for, like, I know we like to get deals and save and everything like that, but there's a difference. Like before, when I was first traveling, right, you could take the bus somewhere, or you could take an airplane somewhere. Right. You're gonna get there. One is gonna save you money, but one is gonna save you time. Right. Right. So most people think about money. Right? They're like, how can I save more money? How can I save more of this? But me is like, I'm gonna pay to save time, because there's an abundance of money, but there's not an abundance of time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So most people, they operate like there's not enough, but whatever you want is already out there. All the resources, they're all out there. There's really enough for everybody. So when you switch to that abundance mentality is when you start really attracting everything, because you're telling the universe, there's enough for me, enough for everybody, and the universe will conspire to bring it all back. You know what I mean? Everybody eats. Everybody eats. That's the mentality. Yeah. So with that everybody eats thing, that's heavy within my heart, because I go around with people and I'm telling everybody, look, everybody eats, everybody eats, everybody eats, and people don't care how much you know until they understand how much you care. Right. So me going around telling everybody, listen, I'm doing amazing, but I'm gonna make sure that you're doing amazing too, because everybody eats. People go crazy, man, and people will buy into that vision, and they'll believe in you as a leader, and you'll say jump, they'll say how high. Yeah. So when that happens, when you're able to inspire somebody that much and motivate somebody that much, and they're excited, is that all it takes to get to that next level, or do you have to have something else? Is there discipline? Is there, what else is there that you have to
put into action, right? Because it's not just getting inspired. There's a lot of different trainings and motivational things that you can pay and go to. Yeah. But when you walk out and you're excited, there has to be way more things that you have to understand that you need to do, right? So what are some of those things that you feel like you have to?
There's definitely a success formula. Skills, desire, and faith and belief. Skills, desire, faith, and belief. Skills, whatever it is that you believe you're great at, you do real estate. Right. So there's certain skills that you need to dominate.
Right.
First, you got to dominate that. The next thing is desire. How bad do you want it? Right. You have to come into a place in your mind where the only thing you can think of is the desired result.
Yeah, you got to dream about it. You got to...
everything. And it has to pretty much become your identity.
Right.
And then faith is important. I believe in God. I believe that the higher power to me is God. And faith is so important because it keeps allowing you to believe that better can come, that good can come, And belief is all about believing. The power of belief is so important. And a tip on that, you believe that it's already yours. You operate that if it already is. Whatever it is that you desire, just believe that it's already yours, because in your brain, there's little chemicals and cells. And if you just impregnate these thoughts over and over and over and over and over, which is your belief system, you're able to just, it's like they group together, they become stronger. Right. And if you focus it towards one idea, everything just starts growing. This is what I tell my people: believe much bigger, much sooner. Believe much bigger, much sooner. It's free to believe. Right. It's free to believe. So believe as big as you can, because the people here, they're already against us. Right. We speak about they're already against us. The odds are already against us. Mm-hmm. There's 95% of people, there's 5% of people. So I tell my people, look, it's free to believe. Believe as big as you can. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do whatever it is. And by having these people my people and myself believe as big as possible, we really are able to start stretching. Because think of is there any paper bags? No, no. We'll forget about that one.
Not in this house.
if you grab a plastic bag, right, and you stretch it, that can never go back to the form that it was in. That makes sense? Right. Grab a bag, you stretch it, it's like all of a sudden you can never put it back. So once you raise your belief level as big as possible, you stretch your consciousness, your mind, your brain, and it's never able to go back. So you keep practicing that belief. Belief to me is a skill. Right. Believing as big as possible. Believe, raise your belief, and your mind will never be able to go back to the same. It's like in trading, right? Because I do trading, right? We'll talk about that right now. But in trading, it's like support and resistance. There's floors and ceilings. And the belief level will be like you grow your belief, and then you always have that. We're talking about that, have those days down. Mm-hmm. But as big as your belief is, that will be your floor. Right. So the higher you raise your belief, the more you're raising that level. Yeah, the more you won't be able to go down. Mm-hmm. So you raise your belief as big as possible. That's one of the biggest keys. Believe much bigger, much sooner, for sure. That's when I realized that, had a breakthrough after breakthrough. Mm-hmm.
At what point in your life did you realize that? Did you come to that realization that you've mastered that skill of belief?
I would say I was 23.
23?
I was 23. That's actually when I first started this. I'm 26 right now. And that's when I first started.
So do you think it was because of the surrounding, the people that you were surrounding yourself with when you first got into this?
100%. Yeah. Yep. And I just saw that this was real for others. I saw that it was real for others, and I said, if it can happen for them, it can happen for me. Yeah. But I seen people have the most amazing lifestyles. And I was around that. It's like the people that I was with were living that life. So my mind was just expanding, just believing. And I saw it. I was like, it's right there, right in front of me. Yeah. All I got to do is hustle, grind.
It's like, somebody that lives grew up in a trailer park, and you never leave this trailer park. You're there this whole, your whole life. You're 18 years old. You never left. That's all you know. That's all you know, this trailer park. You don't know anything outside of it. So putting yourself in a different environment where you're in a house like this, maybe it Beautiful. Does. Yeah, it does open your perception to what is actually possible,
Exactly. Before we move on, one of my biggest assets, I was telling you that it was coming across different people, changing my circle. I started becoming friends and developing relationships with like people in New York, people in Miami, people in LA. Right. Because people here in El Paso, we think smaller.
Right.
Because there's not much here.
Yeah.
So I was able to connect with these key people on the outside, and all they do is think big.
Yeah.
It's like in New York, $10,000 a month is regular. Yeah. Everybody should make that. So I was around these people that their floor was so high that I just knew that I needed to go up here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you realize too that it's possible because you see these people eat, drink, sleep just like you, exactly. Like everyone has the same 24 hours, but what they're doing in those 24 hours, the first time I surrounded myself around some mentors that were millionaires and CEOs of companies that were producing millions of dollars and helping so many people, I started paying, and I was invited into their house just like this. I was actually paying attention more, not to the house, but to how they were like kind of living in the house. I wanted to see what was in their fridge. I wanted to see what was in their pantry. I was like, what are you eating? What are you drinking? Like, are you guys drinking something different than I am? And no, it was just like organic foods, and stuff like that. But I realized there's no difference from me and them. It's really just
100%.
It's just the mindset that they carry compared to mindsets that other people.
We're all made of the same space dust.
Yeah, space dust. We're all space dust, bro. Cheers to space dust.
Right.
I like saying that. Cheers, Alex. We got our camera guy drinking over here too. It's on his fifth one. But yeah, man, that's crazy when you do come to that realization. And I think a lot of people don't realize too that it's not that hard to raise your vibration or your frequency as long as you surround yourself again around those people that you want to be with or that you want to be like, So
it's all about who you surround yourself.
Golden nugget for sure.
Yeah, facts.
So talk to us about trading. This is a super complex industry that you guys are in for a lot of people, but it seems like you've kind of mastered a lot of things in this industry and surrounding this industry that you've been able to multiply your results with thousands of people already. A lot of people are actually seeing results just like you.
Most definitely.
So talk to us a little bit about trading. What is trading for some of the people that don't know?
Got it. So I believe that everybody should become an investor. Yeah. Whatever way, shape, or form, find something to invest in.
And multiple streams, right?
Multiple stream. Average millionaire has minimum 7. One not being the job. Being a job, right? But I strongly believe in being very strategic, being very efficient. And time is your most valuable asset.
For sure.
So we all got 24 hours in a day, just like you were telling me. Nobody has 25. If anybody out there has 25 hours, let me know.
How much are you paying?
We want to know, right?
I will pay that.
Yeah, so time is our most valuable commodity. So when it comes to trading, you're trading money for money. And the market is moving around the clock, with or without you.
It's a live, breathing thing, right?
Exactly, live and breathing. That's good words right there. And it's moving with or without us. And so we could literally make an income whether we're doing something or not. Right. So when I was 22, I said, the internet is going to have the biggest boom. I need to find a way to create my entrepreneurship path through the internet. Right. So I said, okay, internet. I was set on the internet. I said, because Amazon has always been really amazing. What did Jeff Bezos do? Right. He just hit. Shout out Jeff Bezos. Right.
Yeah. That's one of Jeff Bezos just invested millions of dollars into our city too.
So think about it. Facts. Shout out. Think about it. It's like he created a storefront. We got Walmart. We got Target. All these different things. And I saw this man. I didn't see him create it, but I saw him moving up. I was 22. And I'm like, this man, all he's doing is getting himself in the middle of transactions through the internet. Yeah. And I'm like, with the internet, you could reach everywhere. I don't need to travel everywhere to reach all these people. With a click of a button, I could connect with business, thousands of people, So
talk to somebody in China right now.
Exactly. And that's major key because your network is your net worth. Right. And so when it came to the internet, I was so set on finding something through the internet. Now, what was it going to be? Then I'm like, okay, Jeff Bezos, that's number one billionaire, right? And I said, okay, other than somebody like that, I'm thinking billionaires, I'm thinking trillionaires. And I'm like, well, who holds the most amount of money? Right. So I'm starting to think like, well, the banks do. I mean, you think of the banks, governments, things like that. And I started seeing like, okay, well, what are the banks actually doing? You were looking at the fridge of the people, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I became aware that the banks are holding the most most income, government banks, whatever. And I'm like, well, what are they doing? That's when I found trading. Because the people behind the markets are banks, government, hedge funds, entities that hold large amounts of cash flow.
Of the money,
liquid, whatever you want to call it, capital. So I said, okay, I'm going to grab the internet and I'm going to combine it with where the big players are at. And then that's when I met the person that got me introduced to this. Shout out to my boy Darwin, right? When I met him, he was under $50,000. This was 4 years ago.
This is a year?
This is 4 years ago.
But $50,000 a year?
Yeah, okay. 50,000. He was around 50,000 a year.
Which is good in our city, right?
Yeah, it's good in our city.
Really
He's
good.
from New York, though.
Right.
So he was a little
good.
under. He was a little under. And he himself was striving, but he had a different mentality. Like the alpha go-getter from the Bronx, you know? Right now, at this moment, he's a 26-year-old clearing $250,000 a month.
Damn.
So that's like our influence circle. We started together since day one. But Facebook and social media and Instagram is so powerful because that's where I met him. And
you would have never met him.
Exactly. And it's all about power collaborations. And he's the one that introduced me to how trading really works.
Wow.
And so he shared with me, he's like, look, this is kind of how it's done. He didn't show me like all of it, but he was the one that exposed me that I could actually learn this. So when I found out that I could learn this stuff, I'm like, I need to do this.
Yeah.
I need to get online. I need to get with what the banks are doing, with what the huge entities are doing. And
following the money.
Exactly. Just following the money. And this is something you trade money for. You can create unlimited amounts of capital. You can make money in your sleep. You can make money through your phone, laptop, wherever it is that you're at. I'm not really supposed to make income claims, but there was one time where I took a flight from Denver to LA. It was a 1 hour ride. I made $3,000 when I pressed one button. I made $3,000 when I landed in LAX.
Initial investment, $7 for the internet, for the Wi-Fi?
For the Wi-Fi.
$10 for the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, and that was super powerful.
Wow.
But I had the vision and I saw it. I was putting it together. When it came together, I had the higher vision. So I said, I could create unlimited amounts of capital here. You know?
You're creating, just like the Federal Reserve, right? One of the biggest money printers in the world. You're printing money.
Exactly. And, my breakthroughs came 2 years ago, two and a half years ago. I found out about everything, and for a year, I was just not seeing success. Like, I don't know, for some reason, I just didn't get it. It's because I needed to learn the spiritual side of success.
So is that that part that you were missing? So you understood the trading part, but you didn't get the spiritual part yet.
Yeah, and I understood the spiritual because of the people I'm partnered up with. It was like a little by little becoming more and more aware. But when it really clicked was when my mentors literally showed me how the banks are manipulating everything. So the special thing about...
I worked at a bank.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And the special thing about me is that I know exactly where the banks are setting the traps for everybody else.
You're talking about that.
Yeah. And when you know where the banks are setting the traps, is I'm not going to say it, but it's free money. As long as you can just figure out where they're at, that's where they're hiding, that's where the money's at. So like I'll tell my guys, where's the money at? Where's the money at? Not like give me money, you know, but oh, here, show me the chart, where's the money at? And that's all we do. We look to see where everybody got manipulated. They got to come back to cover their tracks. And when they cover the tracks, we're already there waiting for them.
Now, how teachable is this skill? Because obviously you're how many people would you say you're kind of mentoring or
yeah,
or
so I would say over the last 4 years, 15,000 for sure. But right now we have around 5,000 for sure that are actively with us, engaging on an everyday basis. So lifetime, I say under 20, but right now actively, like on a day-to-day basis, a little less than 5,000.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you would say that the skill is teachable for somebody?
It is. The person has to have the desire to want to win. But can anybody learn? Yes. Does everybody have the same desire? No. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it does boil down to what's on the inside of you. But with our group, what we do is we teach physical success, mental success, spiritual success. we attempt to hit every angle of success.
Yeah.
And so in a way, we're like breeding like little monsters, like Michael Jordan's everywhere. You know?
Just like you at one point realized that you didn't have that spiritual success. I think that that's something too that I realized at one point in my life, probably when I was like 23 or 24 also. It's not about the money success, right? You have to have so many other things in place for you to be not only successful, but I think fulfilled.
Yeah, exactly.
To have that fulfilling feeling.
Fulfillment is big.
Yeah, because if you're not waking up every day and you're making more money than you could ever spend, but you're waking up every day and you hate life and you're miserable, like what's the point?
You're a failure still.
Yeah, you're a failure. But if you have that spiritual, that mental, that physical, that that monetary success, I think that's the puzzle that a lot of people don't realize, and they go after that one or two pieces of success, right?
It's, I believe in balance of those three. People say like, oh, you gotta balance your life, you gotta have this, or you gotta like not live so crazy, you know, like Wolf of Wall Street, super crazy. I believe in balance of those areas, but I don't necessarily believe in balance as in like vacation and work hard or chill and work hard. For me, it's like work hard, strategic, efficient, all day, every day. And that's the way it is.
That's where momentum comes from too, right? We talked about momentum.
Is important.
Big
Success,
momentum.
love, speed.
Yeah.
Success, love, speed. Yeah, you got to move fast. When you're moving fast, you're mimicking a vibration, and that's how you start attracting things to you. So you got to move fast as possible. And you don't got to know how to do it. You just got to know that it's going to happen. Yeah. And that the universe will align things for your favor. As long as you get your karma up.
Get your karma up. How would you do that? How would you do that?
Give your strength for free. Yeah. Give things.
This goes back to exactly what we were saying in the beginning, right? Yeah. Give. Be humble.
Give for free. If you ever see anybody that can't do anything for you, do something for them. Give them something. Like if you see a hobo on the street, just give him $5. You know he's never going to be able to do something for you. If you have somebody that can never do anything for you, do the most. Yeah. Because your rewards are not from people. Your rewards is from God and the universe.
Yeah. And that's empowering. I think once you understand that, because I honestly feel the same way. If anybody were to ever reach out to me and ask me how I get started, or what can I do to get my first couple of deals, I want to give you everything I know, because we were talking about this last time. At the end of the day, you can have all the tools, you can have everything, but
I remember.
There is no shortage of success. You're not going to take anything away from me. My work ethic, I promise you, will still outbeat yours. Yeah. But I will give you everything you need to know, and it's up to you to use it.
We're having a good conversation, man. We should have recorded.
Yeah, I think that should have been the podcast.
We should have recorded now.
Dude, that was at least like 3 hours. We had a good, we had a good conversation.
Yeah, man, it was good.
But yeah, man, I think it all comes back to doing the right thing, to being a good person, to being, to having humility, to just looking out for people, because at the end of the day, we're all the same. We're a human race,
Yeah, we're God's greatest creation.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. What would you say is one of the biggest life-changing moments for you, the biggest lesson that you've learned until this point? Because obviously, at 23, you're still trying to figure it out. You're 26 right now. 3 years later, you've done a lot of stuff. You've traveled a whole bunch. You've experienced a lot. You've met a lot of people. Out of all that, what is the one experience or lesson that you would say kind of touched you?
Something good for sure. I became a success story in my industry, and then I realized this. So this lesson that I'm gonna share with you guys is two things. Came from me. It was a byproduct of me actually being a success from that story. Number one is, do you deserve it? Do you deserve success?
Be honest. Be honest, right?
Just be real with yourself. Have you sacrificed enough? Have you gave enough? Have you worked hard enough? Have you been as strategic? What does your work ethic look like? What does your habits look like? Are you willing to take the leap of faith? That's one of the things that we have in our group. Take the leap of faith. Like show God, show the universe that you deserve it. Yeah. Like for me, I could tell you that when I was on my way to where I'm at now, I said, listen, like to God, this is conversations with God. I don't know what everybody believes in. This is my beliefs. I said, God, don't give me anything. Let me deserve it. Like, let me prove to you that I deserve this. Let me prove to you that I'm the one. And I said, give me all the lessons, give me all the setbacks, give me all the BS, so I could show you that I'm somebody that could overturn that adversity. And that was my whole thing. This is real stuff. This is when I was like dead broke. Because it's easy to say it now, you know, but when you're dead broke and you got no money and you're literally saying to God, like, don't give me anything that I don't deserve yet. Give me all the lessons, give me all the adversity so I could show you that I really
Because at the same time, you're testing yourself too, right? Like, do you really deserve this?
Yeah.
That life that you want and envision.
Yeah, so I was doing it on my way to where I'm at now, but when I got there, I actually became very aware of it. So I tell my people, do you deserve it? Like, look in the mirror and have you put in the work? Have you put in the grind? Have you transformed yourself? How you became better?
Yeah.
That's number one. And number two, can you even handle it? Can you even handle the success that you desire? Whatever it is you desire, can you even handle it? Because success is a responsibility.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I had to go through all those things to build my foundation so strong so I could take care of myself, my family, a city maybe one day will impact. I'm sure that that's going to happen. But also all the people that have came into my organization, because everybody's special, you know? So it's like, I realized that I went through all those things and I'm grateful that I went through all those things and I deserved it so I could be able to handle it. Damn. So number one, do you deserve it? Number two, can you even handle what you're asking for? So keep growing, keep reading books, keep putting yourself in the fire, keep asking for more adversity.
Yeah, because with all those lessons and all that adversity and all those struggles comes success, bro. Like I've had so many experiences too, like in my career and just in personal life where shit, like you're at the bottom, you know, and at the same time I look at that, I'm like, okay, this is where I'm at right now, but where am I gonna be tomorrow? What's gonna happen tomorrow? Where's my mind gonna be tomorrow?
Exactly. Yeah, it's about
I'm in control of all that, you know, like you are really in control of how your mind is, what you're thinking about, what you want. You know, your mind is the most powerful
The mind is powerful, bro. Yeah. Because think about it. Where is your mind? It's like you know where your brain is at, but like which specific point is your mind at?
I think your mind is that spiritual being.
Exactly. It's the fifth dimension.
Yeah.
Because you could close your eyes and you can say a word and you can still hear it. You ever done that?
Yeah.
You close your mind. You close your eyes and you're not really thinking of anything, but you say words and you can still hear it. Yeah. The fifth dimension. That's your mind.
I think when I said me or I kind of, who is that I'm talking about? You know, like that's that ego, I guess, too. That.
And before I forget, losses are not losses. Losses are lessons.
For sure.
The losses, you need the losses because you need to change your mind on how to see a negative situation and turn that into a positive. This is a key for sure. You need to learn how to create a habit out of when negative situations happen to you, automatically get your subconscious to find the good in it.
Right.
So that's one of my assets. That's one of my special skills, that anytime that I had adversity, I didn't look at it as a loss. I said, this is a lesson. How can I look at this and what is the thing that I need to learn from this? So automatically my subconscious started grabbing all the negative, turned to a positive, negative, turned to a positive. And that became a habit. It's
those bad moments, bro. Like I think when you do have those bad moments, you turn them into bad moments instead of bad days, weeks, months. Yep. You know, you take that as a moment, you look at it, you analyze it, you evaluate it, you feel how you feel, and you turn around and you change it. You know, like it's that easy. It really is that easy. But I think it really does take some discipline and hard work. It is a skill to acquire for sure.
Yeah.
So skills are out there, man. We a lot of people I think have to have those skills, develop those skills, and I think even though you're where you're at, I think you still have a lot to figure out, just like I do, just like everybody does, you know.
We're really getting started.
You handed me a gift. A
very good one.
Right before this. But it was a book and I'm gonna read it. I'm really excited to read it. But you handed me this book and I know that there's some golden nuggets in there that are gonna change my mind. Even though some of that stuff may be stuff that I've read or heard before. Yeah. I know there's a golden nugget in that book that I'm going to find, you know? So
exactly.
Excited to read it,
bro. You, man. Yeah. I had the book. That's one of the books that, like I was telling you, I give some of my higher earning people. Right. And that's a book that I give anybody that is mentally prepared to hit six figures.
Nice.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
And, man, it's going to bless you. But for you, it's going to get you to $1 million.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna get you telling
Lil
them, man.
Melly.
Facts. You
I
already
feel
know.
that. What are, I know you're super into self-development. Really quick, what are some of the books that you would kind of recommend for somebody, you know, getting started? Maybe they're not in your industry or they are, but somebody that just needs to kind of change that mindset from where they're at to where they want to be.
Yeah. I have a really good book that I'm gonna share with everybody. The name of this book, I forgot the author, but the name of this book is called Emotional Intelligence 2.0.
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional Intelligence 2.0. You need to learn how to control your emotions. You need to have emotional discipline. Emotional discipline is what's going to keep you in the game, because it's not even about getting successful. It's about staying successful.
Oh yeah.
So when you can train the emotions to discipline your disappointments, that's when you'll be able to just be on a steady uptrend, you know, like the markets. So Emotional Intelligence 2.0 is a book that really helped me be able to understand my emotions and how to control them, so I don't let the situations get the best out of me.
Yeah.
You know, that's a major book. That's a big book, because I don't want to share a book that is not going to help a broad variety of that.
I think everybody has to deal with that,
yeah.
right? Like,
yeah. So that's
people get
something
angry,
that,
people
yeah.
get stuff a lot personal.
So the author of Emotional Intelligence 2.0 is Travis Bradbury and Gene Greaves, for anybody who wants to know.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, so that's a good book. First, work on your emotions. Get you right. You know what I mean? Get you right. And then when you get yourself right, I have another book for you. The book is called Relentless. The book is called Relentless by Tim Grover. You read that one? Mm-hmm. That book, man, one of my mentors shared that book with me. Tim Grover is actually Michael Jordan's special coach.
Really?
Like for special things, not Phil Jackson. You know, he had great coaches, but he had Tim Grover behind the scenes.
For that personal,
Exactly. And really think about it. That book is sharing with you the mindset of how to go from good to great to excellent.
Yeah.
To relentless, you know?
That's crazy.
Like we were talking about 10X.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's in that same status. But Michael Jordan's one of my heroes. Is like, first and foremost, Michael Jordan didn't even win a title till year number 8. So if you're in entrepreneurship, or if you're wherever you're at, and you are not even in your 8th year and you haven't seen success, you can't give up yet.
Michael Jordan didn't.
Michael Jordan didn't. And he actually won a championship on his 8th year. And then what happened was that not only that, but he won 2 3-peats.
Yeah.
So think about it. Most players achieve that success.
And this is where the legend of Jordan.
Exactly, because everything you do has to be legendary. So it's like, how can somebody like Tom Brady too, you know what I mean?
Right.
Keeps wanting to win. That's something that's going to separate yourself from everybody else. It's like most athletes, they'll win a championship and they're good. But can you win a championship and then say back at 0?
Yeah.
And back at 0 is something important. Is what I teach to my team every day. Every day, for me, myself, my own mentality is like, it doesn't matter what I've done, any income, success, whatever it is. Every single day when I wake up, this is literally the first thought that comes to my head, back at 0. Every single day. Yeah. Stay as hungry as possible. And that book is what taught me that.
Yeah, you wake up counting everything. You know, you wake up looking at your account and, I'm good, I'm straight. What happens? You get comfortable, you know?
Comfort is the danger zone.
Yeah, comfort kills the entrepreneur, you know? So I think that's huge. That's a big thing. Just like you said right now, it's not about being successful, it's about staying successful.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can see that success one time and then, you know, make some bad moves and their mentality's not there and they lose everything.
100%.
But yeah, I mean, that's really what I think, you know, stands out about you is that you're so into that self. And even though you're helping so many people get into a financial, you know, position where they may have never been, you're also getting them into that mental state where they've also never been as well. You know, you're getting them prepared for that whole package.
Yeah, we're stretching them out like the plastic.
Yeah. That's a really good analogy. You can't ever go back once you hit that, man.
Yeah, once the mind is expanded, you can never go back.
Hell yeah, bro. I'm excited.
Yeah, so buy those books.
Yeah,
for sure. Don't just listen to me saying them and don't buy them. For sure, buy those books.
Yeah, if you want to change, if you want something different, especially right now, like the whole COVID thing. I mean, a lot of people. Right now, I feel like a lot of people are just looking to do something different. Maybe they're not working right now. Maybe they are, and they were laid off for a little bit. You know, everybody's kind of seen where we're at as a human race right now, and where technology's at, where jobs are at, where everything's at. How easy pandemic could basically just destroy a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Facts.
So I think it's changing a lot of perception on what people are wanting to do with their time.
Yeah.
How people want to really kind of live, So if you really do want to get to that next level, if you want to change that mindset, read those books. Follow Ricky as well. Where can people follow you?
I'm mainly on Instagram. You can follow me at Pay Me in Profit.
Pay me in profit.
Pay me in profit. Yeah, profits only.
Only
That's
profit.
the only income I want. I only want profits.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And your YouTube channel, you're gonna be dropping a new YouTube channel, right? So
Yeah,
tell us a little bit about that real quick.
Yeah, you could type in probably Ricky Valdez El Paso, or once we start getting more subscribers, I don't know too much about the YouTube game. Maybe you could tell me, they'll be able to search me.
He already has content ready to upload.
Yeah, I got
Next
content.
week?
Yeah,
Next week you're rolling it out?
Next week, yeah. But you could just search my name, Ricky Valdez, and the content that I'm going to drop, I'm gonna tell you my intentions for that, everybody here. Me, myself, I'm always looking to get to the next level.
Right.
So for me, it's like the next level is like millionaire, multi-million. So remember I said, for you to get, you gotta give.
Right.
So me creating this YouTube channel, my plan is not to make money from it. My plan is not to get, my plan is to get thousands of subscribers, of course. But because I know that the videos that I'm going to put out are gonna help people have major breakthroughs.
Yeah.
Like major breakthroughs. I'll be talking about how to find the zone, how six-figure mentality is going on millionaire mentality. I'm gonna talk about quantum physics. I'm gonna talk about how to influence the right way, how to close the right way. Because closing, we're talking about closing real estate. I'm talking about closing like the spiritual side of success. Like how to be a closer in the spiritual side of success.
That's awesome.
So those are a few topics that I'm gonna do. But the reason why I'm doing it is not to get popular on YouTube, not to get money on YouTube. Is like I'm gonna put the best nuggets that I could get and give them out for free.
That's awesome, man.
Mm-hmm. So follow it if you want.
Yeah. Make sure you
get
guys
some breakthroughs.
Yeah.
I'm coming with
this podcast is actually gonna drop next Wednesday.
And I'm gonna put it on mine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this one.
So
on
we'll put the link there so that people can follow you.
Yeah. Thanks, and then I'll put your video on mine.
Yeah, dope, man. So make sure you guys click the link down here to follow and subscribe to Ricky's podcast.
Appreciate you.
Final thoughts for anybody watching, anybody listening.
I got some good. What's your language? Your language. What words do you use? Wherever you surround yourself with, what words is it that you're using? Like a lot of people use the word try. Yeah. Try means it's not accomplished. Yeah. Like I'm going to. It means it's not done. Mm-hmm. So in our group, we have a culture. We're talking about culture, right? In our group, anytime that you use the word try, you got to get down and give us 25 push-ups. Yeah. Because we want to make you aware of the language that you're speaking. Right. In our group, in the mornings when we wake up, we say overflow. So you'll have like, in our group chats, you'll have like 2,000 overflows in the morning. You know what I mean? Like everybody, when they wake up, overflow, abundance, things like that. So what words are you using? How do you speak to yourself? Is very important. Become very aware, because words do not return void. Words are real. Your voice is energy. Your voice is so powerful.
This is what you're inviting into.
And people think a lot of people really like the law of attraction. Yeah. If you really like the law of attraction, then that's when the words come in, because that's what you're speaking. So whatever you speak, it will become real. So watch what you're saying for sure, and use the word overflow a lot. Believe that overflow will come into your life. Stop using the word try. A lot of people say like no, yeah. Have you ever heard somebody say like that? No, you tell them something, they're like, no, yeah, that doesn't even make sense. That's just the thing. What did you just say? So say, yeah, be firm with the words that you say. Whatever words come out of your mouth are gonna bring something back. So be careful with the words that you say. So instead of saying try, say I'm attempting. It's a simple quick fix. A lot of people, I feel that they're right there on their breakthroughs. Like I feel that a lot of people, they're like they're here and their breakthrough is like right there. And it's just like close. These little things that they just need to fix.
It's like that little shareable on Instagram that of the guy digging for the diamonds, and he's so close and he gives up, and then the next guy, he's like digging all hard and he's right there,
Yeah, and your breakthroughs are right there. It's just these little things that you just gotta fix, and when you just fix those things, the breakthroughs happen. And when it comes. The overflow, it just hits you like a freaking, like a wave, you know? So be mindful of the words you speak. Words don't return void. Words return reality. Shit. So you create with your mouth, for sure.
Damn. Those are some nuggets, man.
Yeah, man.
Bro, we were trying to keep this podcast short. I know we passed our initial goal, but I know there's a ton of knowledge, a ton of information on there for people to actually follow. If you guys want more, make sure you guys follow Ricky Valdez on YouTube. Subscribe to him and follow him. Give him a follow on Instagram. I've been following him for over a year actually. It's been a while, but glad we finally met, man. I think you're a very inspirational dude, and I think you have a lot to offer. Really excited to see what you bring to the city, and let's take this city to a whole different level, man. I think this city has so much potential.
Facts.
And I'm also from here, born and raised in El Paso, and I love this city just as much as you do, and I'm really happy to see, you know, people like you doing some stuff, giving back to the city, man. Like we're really raising that vibration.
Exactly. Yeah,
in that
man.
city. So
we just got to keep putting the right powerhouses together, man. You know, because I've been following you for a year now too. Yeah. And I don't just follow anybody. Yeah. You know, so I know that you have the X factor. You know what I mean? That's who I want to be surrounded by.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's all about that surrounding, all about that belief. But appreciate you coming by, bro. Really quick, before we end, I always kind of like to talk about El Paso since we're born and raised here. Yeah. What are some of your favorite things to do out here?
Some of my favorite things to do out here.
When you're not working.
Man, I'm hardly ever here now. But one of my favorite things to do is eat some tacos. To be honest, because real Mexican food is hard to come by. Yeah.
Anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple of cities that maybe have a little hole in the wall spot.
I like eating some tacos. That's funny. But here, I'm mainly here because my family's here. Dope. So just as long as I could be with my family, I have my mom, my sister, my grandma, and as long as I could be around them when I'm in the city, that's one of my favorite things to do for sure.
That's dope, bro. Yeah. Family is where it's at, right?
Yeah, man. Yep.
Cool, bro. Well, appreciate you coming out, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, of course, man. Make sure you guys follow Ricky on YouTube and on Instagram. Make sure you guys tune in every Wednesday where we have entrepreneurs, influencers, movers, and shakers just like Ricky on our show. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.